Alright, I'm not gonna make this too long here. Of course, I want to start off by saying Shalom, and give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for this truth. I just want to do a quick response to this. There's an individual going around who is actually coming at me and, the mind of God right now. Not sure if the mind of God is familiar with this right now. But, anyway, I was going back and forth with this dude in the comment board, and just earlier this morning, and his whole thing is the concave earth. He's sitting there saying that what is it, the flat earth is it's basically like a troll, or a psyop, for lack of better words. That's pretty much what he's saying. So he's saying the earth is not flat, but the earth is rather concave. That's what this guy's coming on here saying, which is, that's utterly ridiculous to say something like that. Now, what he did is he gave a link to his quote-unquote proof, and then I told him, well, you see, man, I see what you're saying, but in the scriptures and just by evidence of what we've saw, that just isn't true. Now, if you want to believe that, that's on you, but I know myself, ETT, and the mind of God, we ain't with that, man. Okay, and I'm sure we've all looked into it. I've heard of it before you. I've heard of it before, man. And I heard of it a few years ago because I've been, I knew about, FE for about 4 years. Okay, back when it was, very popular. That's when I did my research on it for a good year and came to my conclusion. But, I've also heard about the, concave theory before. I've never really looked deep into it, but I did see, a few sit-downs on it, or videos as they call them, where they try to, give evidence for their belief. And I never really got caught onto that. Because, for one, it's either flat or is it concave, which concave basically means, I guess one could say funnel-shaped would be a good word to use. Or, like a circular, like a, ball that it dips down in the middle. I have no idea how that would work, just by logic. But, flat just makes sense, which that's what it is. So, he got on there and started to, call us, trolls and whatnot, which, that's just utterly just retarded to say something like that, because I don't see any evidence, to support that whatsoever. And I will say this, though, did have a good point where the mind of God, didn't really get back to him, which is understandable, because, the mind of God has a lot of stuff he has to do. But, if the mind of God saw the messages, he should have got back to him. So that's only for him to, decide. I will say this. It is a fact that sometimes when people leave comments, and excuse me if you hear me, panting a little bit, I am walking and talking at the same time. But sometimes, once in a while, when you leave a comment, it might not actually show up on our side. It's happened to me before. I'd say 100 times at least. I try to go back and forth with somebody. I leave a comment, check back 5 minutes later. It's not there. It's not because the person deleted it, but rather YouTube did not register it, for lack of better words. So you got to take that into consideration. Maybe that might be going on with you. All right, King of Truth, well, quote unquote, King of Truth, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So he went on to something else and said that, all were scared to debate him. Well, mind of God, he will probably take you up on a discussion. I'm 90% sure he will. However, it should be mentioned that the mind of God said he retired from, from YouTube, a couple months back. So I will mention that he said he retired. Nevertheless, he might still take you up on the conversation. You'd have to ask him. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess one could say, brought up something about, You know, he asked me, about, you know, why don't I have the time? Why don't I have the time? I'll give you the short answer. The reason why I don't have the time is, you know, to be quite honest, I do, but I'm just not interested in the topic of discussion. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, I did reach out to him and told him, you know, give me your Google Hangouts and we'll go from there. So to be fair, he did, and I still have to get back to him. I'll probably do that later tonight, if not tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Bear with me a second. Yeah, but I mean, you know, this guy here just doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, man. I was saying some, you know, wacky stuff, and I went on this page, I saw what he's talking about. I mean, one thing he's saying is that, you know, the Most High is in the center of the concave earth, which is just utterly ridiculous to say something like that. See, that's strike one. Okay, but you know, maybe after seeing this, if you leave a comment down below, you know, the mind of God might get back to you. You know, I'll ask him about it next time I see him and see what's going on with that and why he haven't got back to you. Because I mean, he should, but you know, I don't know what's going on. All right, but you know, I just had to make a little response to that real quick because he done a few about me. But that's okay, that's all good. All right, but and I just wanted to shed some light on that. I'll leave a link to his page down below. So, mind of God, if you're watching this, you can find a link to this guy's channel down below. And he's trying to challenge you. Alright, but anyway, with that being said, I'm going to say shalom.